Sometimes you may need to observe the behavior of multiple text inputs. So a text watcher can help you to simply do that. Assume that you have a very huge form and you want to see if the user has changed some text in a certain form field, or to validate it if the text that has been entered is under your rules that you want. So a text watcher can help you to do that, whereby we create text input texts, and then in those input texts we can edit text. We can simply watch them in a single place, and what can do that is a text watcher. So I already have my two inputs, this one for username, another one for password. I'm going to use this one. I'm going to use these two and watch them using the text watcher. So to do that, I'll simply add here an ID, and maybe I'll call it this one username, and then here I'm going to create another one and give it an ID, and I'll call it password. Okay, so after having those two, I'm going to watch at them, or I'm going to look at them using that text watcher by simply coming to my main activity. First of all, I'll need to connect this with their objects. So I'll create here edit text object username, and then I'll come and create this one for password. Okay, comma password, and then I'll have to bind them. It's got find view by ID, add.id dot that, and then also I'll have to create for username here, username and username. Then after having those two, so they can be as many as you want, you can go ahead and create and create a text watcher. So to create a text watcher, simply create the object of text watcher, like that, and then I can call it text watcher, and then I initialize it to new text watcher. So this new text watcher, it overrides some methods inside it. Among the method is the before changed, and this before changed, it will give you the text of the previous, the previous text that were already in that particular text before it was changed, which will be passed to you using this character sequence and the position where it was before. And then we have the unchanged. So this one will give you the current one when it was changed, and then here it will give you, this one will be called when the text is changed. So here you can cancel something, for example, before it is done, and then you can cancel it, or you can do an action when it is being done, and or here you can do what you can do when it is already done. For example, you don't want a user to enter more than 3 letters, more than 5 letters in a username. So here on before change, you can perform that action, and you cannot do that action in repetitively. You can do it for repetitively for multiple inputs. You can do all of them in a single place. That's why you need a text watcher. So after creating a text watcher, now you have to attach this text watcher to different inputs layouts that you want. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to attach this text watcher on a password and username. So to do that, I just simply say password dot set text watcher dot set watch dot unchanged on unchanged on text changed. How should you call it? On text change, not like that, just say add on change listener, and then I'll give this one text watcher. So once you add, so you add on text change listener. So after, I'll also add it on username, and username dot add on text what? Text change listener, and I also add text what? Text watcher. So it means that for each of these one, this one will be called. This one will be called before the text is changed. This watcher will be called. This method will be executed before any of this text change is changed, and this one will be executed when it's being changed, and this one will be executed when it is done with change, or with after the text is being changed. And it can be done for multiple what? For multiple inputs. I'm going to put a simple example. For example, I'm not going to allow the user to enter more than 5 characters. So to do that, I'll just simply get here in the username. So I'll put here before what? Before changed. I'll just say if what? If username dot string that what? Dot get text dot string dot what? Dot length is greater than what? Than 5, or is greater than 4, and then let me return false and see if it will cancel it. Return what? Return false and see if it will cancel no, it cannot do that. It cannot return false. Okay, I'll just go ahead and what? And make a toast that maximum reached. So toast and say max input reached. Max input reached. I just want to show you that you can limit this when the user is about to do what? To enter the input. So, or if you want to do something before the user, before the input is made, you can trigger it from here. So it can be as creative as you want to see how you implement this one. But in simple terms, this will be called before before there's a change in the layout that you attach to, in the view that you attach to. This one to be called when it is being changed, and this one called when it is being after being changed. So let us just put here that maximum has been reached, and then by that I'm going to set it back to be to set text to be the previous text that was made. Okay, so I'll just say character sequence. Okay, so let us run the application. So the application is done. So you can listen to both of these ones using the same text watcher. Why? Because we had attached this text watcher here. So you can creatively use that text watcher using these 3 instances: before the text is changed, when it is being changed, and after after it is changed. So up to you. It depends on your creativity. So for example, I'm showing you an example that I'm going to listen until this text goes beyond 4, and then I'll create a notification that shows that you've reached the maximum. So I'll come here to username and put see, there's a 5. When I put the 5th one, you see they warn me that I've reached the maximum. So here you can perform anything that you want. For example, limiting the user from entering more text if you want to. But the main point here is that you can now listen to multiple inputs using the same place by just simply adding text watcher to those inputs. And you have 3 features whereby you can listen before it is changed, when it is being changed, and after it is being changed. So, and on different multiple inputs. So that's how text watcher can be used. So according to creativity, you can use this text watcher in different way, most especially when you're dealing with large forms. Thank you for watching.